Who's the best Hamlet that you've ever seen? Is there such a thing?
Yes, Barrymore.
Barrymore. He must have been a very princely Hamlet, Barrymore.
Not so much princely. He was a man of genius.
Yes.
Who happened to be a prince. And he was tender and virile and witty and dangerous.
What may this mean? That thou, dead corse, again in complete steel revisitest us the glimpses of the moon, making night hideous. Say, why is this? Wherefore? What should we do? It beckons you to go away with it. It will not speak. Then will I follow it. Do not, my lord. Why, what should be the fear? I do not set my life at a pin's feet. And for my soul, what can it do to that? Being a thing immortal as itself. Go on. I'll follow thee. You shall not go, my lord. My fate cries out. Unhand me, gentlemen. Be ruled, you shall not go. Lay off your hands. By heaven, I'll make a ghost of him that lets me, I say.
To be or not to be? That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against the sea of trouble, and by opposing end to die, to sleep no more, and by a sleep to say we end the heartache and the thousand natural shocks that flesh is heir to, is a consummation devoutly to be wished. To die, to sleep, to sleep. A chance to dream. Aye, there's the love. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come when we have shuffled off this mortal coil, must give us the undiscovered country, in whose bourne no traveler returns, puzzle the will, and makes us rather bear those ills we have, than fly to others that we know not. But conscience does make coward of all. Thus the native hue of resolution is sicklied o'er with a pale cast of thought, and enterprises of great pith and moment with this regard their current turn awry, lose the name of action.
Now I am alone. What a rogue and peasant slave am I! Is it not monstrous that this player here, but in a fiction, in a dream of passion, could force his soul so to his own conceit, that from her working all his visage wanned, tears in his eyes, distraction in his aspect, a broken voice, and his whole function suiting with forms to his conceit, and all for nothing, for Hecuba. What's Hecuba to him, or he to Hecuba, that he should weep for her? What would he do, had he the motive and the cue for passion that I had? He would drown the stage with tears, and cleave the general ear with horrid speech, make mad the guilty, and appall the free. Yet I, a dull and muddy-mettled rascal, peak like John a Dreams, unpregnant of my cause, and can say nothing. No, not for a king, upon whose property and most dear life a damned defeat was made. am I a coward? For it cannot be that I am pigeon-livered and lack gall to make oppression bitter. Or ere this, I would have fatted all the region kites with this slave's offal. Bloody, bawdy villain, remorseless, treacherous, lecherous, kindless villain, vengeance! Why, what an ass am I! This is most brave, that I, the son of a dear father murdered, prompted to my revenge by heaven and hell, must like a whore unpack my heart with words and fall a cursing like a very drab, a scullion. Ah, about my brain. I have heard that guilty creatures sitting at a play have by the very cunning of the scene been struck so to the soul that presently they have proclaimed their malefactions. For murder, though it have no tongue, will speak with most miraculous organ. I'll have these players play something like the murder of my father before mine uncle. I'll observe his looks. I'll tempt him to the quick. If he but blench, I know my course. The spirit that I have seen may be the devil, and the devil hath power to assume a pleasing shape. Yea, and perhaps out of my weakness and my melancholy, as he is very potent with such spirits, abuses me to damn me. I'll have grounds more relative than this. The play is the thing wherein I'll catch the conscience of the king.
Speak the speech, I pray you, but trippingly on the tongue. But if you mouth it, as many of your players do, I'd as lief have the town crier speak my lines. Do not saw the air with your hand thus, but use all gently, or in the very torrent, tempest, and I may say whirlwind of your passion, Mr. Choir, and beget a temperance that may give it smoothness. I warrant your honor. Be not too tame neither, but let your own discretion be your tutor. Suit the action to the word to the action, and with a special observance, that you o'erstep not the modesty of nature. For anything that's overdone is from the purpose of playing, whose end, both at the first and now, was and is to hold, as 'twere the mirror up to nature, to show virtue her own feature, scorn her own image, and the very age and body of the time, its form and pressure. I, Lord, coffee with you. Hamlet, as really has been made one of the most complicated human characters in all history. I don't think because Shakespeare meant him to be, precisely, but because most actors possibly allow themselves to become too complicated for the role. I myself am a very simple young man. The Bard of Avon actually wrote a very simple study of a man, equipped with the indecision one finds in almost everyone today, gave him a sense of humor, and imbued within him the emotions to love, hate, fear, and weep and laugh exactly as you and I. Go on. Who the will to read me? Speak. I'll go no further. List, oh, list. If ever thou didst thy dear father love, oh God, revenge is foul and most unnatural murder.
so by a brother's hand, of life, of crown, of queen, that once dispatched. Let not the royal bed of Denmark be a couch for luxury and damned insect. Adieu, Hamlet, remember me.
Adieu.
Remember.
Ladies and gentlemen, I must take the necessary liberty to put aside for the moment the mask of tragedy, that I may explain a lapse in the play which might overburden our time on the air. Hamlet has now been given every clue, every incentive to pursue his course, and yet the very quality which should most impress the prince tends to give him doubt. Ghosts are far more frightening than authoritative. They're rather like motion picture executives in that respect. And so with doubt and assurance warring in his heart, he moves carefully. He must, hoping by his own action to gain better proof of his uncle's guilt. He feigns madness, seeking to observe more keenly through eyes that everyone believes are dulled by his brain sickness. Hamlet is visited by two schoolmates when Polonius enters to announce the arrival of the players.
My lord, I have news to tell you. My lord, I have news to tell you.
When Roscius was an actor in Rome.
The actors are come, my lord.
Buzz, buzz.
The best actors in the world, either for tragedy, comedy, history, pastoral, pastoral comical, historical pastoral, tragical historical, tragical comical, historical pastoral, scene individual, or poem unlimited.
Oh. For your welcome, masters. Welcome all. Oh, my old friends. Thy face is balanced since I saw thee last. Comest thou to beard me in Denmark? Come, give us a taste of your quality. One speech I chiefly loved. 'Twas Aeneas' tale to Dido. If it live in your memory.
But who, oh, who had seen this mobile queen?
Mobile queen?
That's good. The mobile queen is good. Run barefoot up and down, threatening the flames with dismal ruin. A clout upon that head where late the diadem stood, and for a robe about her lank and all her timid loins a blanket in the alarm of fear caught up. Who this had seen with tongue in venom steeped gainst fortune's day. Look, whether he has not turned his color and had tears in his eyes.
'Tis well. I'll have thee speak out the rest soon. Good my lord, will you see the players well bestowed?
Come, sir, my lord.
Follow him, friend. We'll hear a play tomorrow night. Dost thou hear me, old friend? Can you play The Murder of Gonzago?
Aye, my lord.
You could, for a need, study a speech of some dozen or 16 lines, which I would set down and assert in it, could you not?
Aye, my lord.
Speak the speech, I pray you, but trippingly on the tongue. But if you mouth it, as many of your players do, I'd as lief have the town crier speak my lines. And do not saw the air with your hand thus, but use all gently, for in the very torrent, tempest, and I may say whirlwind of your passion, must acquire and beget a temperance that may give it smoothness.
I warrant your honor.
Be not too tame neither, but let your own discretion be your tutor. Suit the action to the word to the action, that with special observance, that you overstep not the modesty of nature. For anything that's overdone is from the purpose of playing, who then, both at the first and now, was and is to hold, as 'twere the mirror up to nature. to show virtue her own feature, scorn her own image, and the very age and body of the time, its form and pressure. Aye, my lord, God be with you. Now I am alone. What a rogue and peasant slave am I. Is it not monstrous that this player here, but in a fiction, in a dream of passion, could force his soul so to his own conceit that from her working all his visage wanned, tears in his eyes, distraction in his aspect, a broken voice, and his whole function suiting with forms to his conceit, and all for nothing, for Hecuba. What's Hecuba to him or he to Hecuba that he should weep for her? What would he do had he the motive and the cue for passion that I have? He would drown the stage with tears and cleave the general ear with horrid speech, make mad the guilty and appall the free. Yet I, a dull and muddy-mettled rascal, peak like John o' Dreams, unpregnant of my cause, and can say nothing. No, not for a king, upon whose property and most dear life a damned defeat was made. Am I a coward? Who calls me villain, breaks my paper cross, plucks off my beard and blows it in my face? Who does me this? I would take it, for it cannot be even. I am pigeon-livered and lack gall to make oppression bitter, or ere this bloody, bawdy villain, remorseless, treacherous, lecherous, kindless villain, vengeance! I have heard that guilty creatures sitting at a play have by the very cunning of the scene been struck so to the soul that presently they have proclaimed their malefactions. I'll have these players play something like the murder of my father before my uncle. I'll observe his looks. I'll tempt him to the quick. If he but blench, I know my course. The spirit that I have seen may be the devil. And the devil hath power to assume a pleasing shape. I'll have grounds more evident than this. The play. The play is the thing wherein I'll catch the conscience of the king. Ladies and gentlemen, again permit me to step out of the sable attire of Hamlet into modern dress, if only for a brief moment. I should like to bridge the action from here to the scene following the performance of the actors. This performance has the desired effect. The king proclaimed his malefactions in the most satisfactory manner, leaving no doubt in Hamlet's mind that his ghostly instructions were absolutely correct. The guilt-stricken queen sends Polonius for her son, and there follows one of the truly great and human scenes in all of Shakespeare. So old Polonius, in haste and secrecy, reports to his queen.
He will come straight. Now look you lay home to him. Tell him his pranks have been too broad to bear with, and that your grace hath screened and stood between much heat and him. ensconce me here behind the arras.
How now, Mother? What's the matter?
Hamlet, thou hast thy father much offended.
Mother, you have my father much offended.
Come, come. You answer with an idle tongue.
Go, go, you question with a wicked tongue.
Why, how now, Hamlet? Have you forgot me?
No, by the rood, not so. You are the queen, your husband's brother's wife. And would it were not so. You are my mother.
Nay, then, I'll set those to you that can speak.
Come, come and sit you down. You shall not budge. You go not till I have set you up a glass where you may see the inmost part of you.
Oh, what wilt thou do? Thou wilt not murder me. Help! Help!
Come out. A rat. Dig for a ducat. Dig!
Me, what hast thou done?
Nay, I know not. Is it the king?
Oh, what rash, bloody deed is this?
A bloody deed. Almost as bad, good mother, as kill a king and marry with his brother.
Kill a king?
Aye, lady. 'Twas my word. Thou wretched, rash, intruding fool. Farewell. I took thee for thy better. Oh, leave wringing of your hands. Peace. Sit you down and let me wring your heart.
Oh, what have I done? Thou darest wag thy tongue in noise so rude against me.
Such an act that blurs the grace and blush of modesty. Look here upon this picture. And on this, a counterfeit presentment of two brothers. Here was your husband. Look you now what follows. This is your husband, like a mildewed ear, blasting his wholesome brother, a murderer and a villain, a slave, is in a 20th part the tithe of your procedure to law, a king of shreds and patches.
Laertes, was your father dear to you? Or are you like the painting of sorrow, a face without a heart?
Why ask you this?
What would you undertake to show yourself your father's son? In deeds more than in words.
To cut his throat to the church.
Hamlet shall know you have come home. We'll put on those shall praise your excellence, and set a double varnish on the fame the Frenchman gave you. Bring you in fine together, and wager on your head. He being remiss, most generous, and free from all contriving, will not peruse the foils, so that you may choose a sword unbaited, and in the path of practice, requite him for your father.
I'll do it. I'll anoint my sword. I bought an unction from a mountebank, so mortal that no cataplasm can save the thing from death that is but scratched withal. I'll touch my point with this contagion, that if I gall him slightly, it may be death.
And when in your motion you are hot and dry, and he calls for drink, I'll have prepared him a chalice for the nonce, whereon but sipping, if he by chance escape your venom stuck, our purpose may hold there.
Give them the foil.
Young Osric, cousin Hamlet, you know the wager?
Very well, my lord. Your grace has laid the odds of the weaker side.
I do not fear it. I have seen you both.
This is too heavy. Let me see another. It flags me well. These foils have all the length. I am a good boy.
Set me the stoups of wine upon that table. If Hamlet give the first or second hit, or quit in answer to the third exchange, let all the battlements their ordnance fire. Come, begin. And you, the judges, bear a wary eye. Come, sir. Come, my lord. What? No. Judgment. It's a very possible. Well, again. Say, give me the drink. Hamlet, here's to thy health. Give him the cup. Now play this bout first. Set it by a while. Come, sir. Another hit. What say you? A touch. A touch, I do confess. Our son shall win.
Here, Hamlet, take my napkin, rub thy brows. The queen carouses to thy fortune, Hamlet.
Gertrude, do not drink.
I will, my lord. I pray you pardon me.
I dare not drink yet, madam. By and by.
Come, let me wipe thy face.
My lord, I'll hit him now. I do not think it. Say you, sir? Come on. Never too out. Trap them. They're incendiary. Hey, come again. Oh, look at the queen there. Oh. Well, they bleed on both sides. How is Clearty? Oh, I'm justly killed with mine own treachery. How does the queen? She swoons to see them bleed.
No, no. Drink. The drink. My dear Hamlet. The drink. I am poisoned.
Treachery. Seek it out. It is here, Hamlet. Hamlet, thou art slain. In thee there is not half an hour's life. The treacherous instrument is in thy hand. And the foul practice hath turned itself on me. Thy mother's poison. I can no more. And the king's to blame. A poison venom, too. Then venom to thy work. Oh, yet defend me, friends. I am the first. Here, thou incestuous, murderous, damned dame. Drink off this potion. Follow my mother. Oh, he is justly served. It is a poison tempered by himself. Exchange forgiveness with me, noble Hamlet. Mine and my father's death come not upon thee, nor thine on me. Heaven make thee free of it. I follow thee, Horatio. I am dead. Thou livest. Bring forth me and my cause right. They unsatisfied. I am more an antique Roman than a Dane. Here's yet some liquor left. That's all, man. Give me the cup. Let go, by heaven, I'll have it. All good Horatio. What a wounded name, thing standing thus unknown, shall live behind you. If thou didst ever hold me in thy thought, absent thee from felicity a while, and in that harsh word, draw thy breath in pain to tell my story. The rest is silence. Now cracks your noble heart. Good night, sweet prince, and flights of angels sing thee to thy rest.
Program John Barrymore and Shakespeare, originally transcribed 13 years ago in the summer of 1937, is rebroadcast at the suggestion of the Memorial Theater, Stratford-on-Avon. This is NBC, the national broadcasting company.